Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen in Reverse the Verse, and in a Spectrum Post, CIG talked about the Constellation Phoenix, its changes from the original concept, and what it's going to have going into 3.3 with a bit of a ship tour. There is still some tasks left for the Phoenix, mostly bugs, polishing and tweaks. The Phoenix inside and out is pretty unique now. The forward section of the ship's geometry has been reskinned and materials have been changed, but essentially it's reusing the parts of the other variants. The body and the rear of the ship, though, that's bespoke inside and out, and the ship is about 10% longer and around 14% wider than a typical Constellation. So the foyer here, there's the symbol of the Phoenix constellation, rather than the Constellation Phoenix, if you see what I mean. That's actually a real constellation. Wooden floors all over the ship, but lots of luxury materials. It's sort of like trying to make it look like the materials that it has were sort of expensive to install. There are 2 guest bedrooms, each with a fish tank, bed and TV. They are small but sealed rooms. There's a lounge, so this is the main part of the ship now. It's large open space with fish tanks, and in the fish tank there's a little wrecked Mark I Phoenix in it. There's viewing areas, comfortable seating, a communal seating area with TVs. The chairs are all sort of high quality styled leather. And it's very detailed, it's Star Citizen, there's loads of details everywhere. There's a large sort of fully stocked bar with marble countertops. The cabinets around that bar are not currently operable, but they can make those functional in the future if they want to. It has a dishwasher that they mentioned. There's a large skylight above the whole of the lounge area as well. And you can replace the conference table that it's got, with a load of seating there, with a Hartwell Music Sentinel 88G piano. You'll be able to swap those out, and in other ships there's going to be options for furniture sort of sets, so you can have a conference table in some rooms, or a piano replacing that, or other things like that. And in the future, in the same way that you'd swap out a weapon or item through your mobiGlass or a console, you'll be able to do that with some of the furniture sets. At the moment, backers from 2014 who backed a Phoenix then will have a piano. They also sold the piano at the same time, so people that have that can switch that out in the future. They actually want the piano to play music and the keys to flash or move or whatever when it plays music as well. So it will show some form of song info too, like the Western-styled autoplay ones. So sounds like it might be playing songs that CIG have the rights to. There's also, at the end of that lounge area, a hot tub opposite the master bedroom. So this can be closed and covered up. They didn't actually show the hot tub. They showed it covered up at the moment because underneath the actual hot tub area is a placeholder, and they're working on the metrics and animation of raising the hot tub up and having it go back down. Closing the hot tub with people in it at the moment as well might cause them to clip through. They're working on all that stuff. The hot tub's water won't be in 3.3, or at least interactable proper water. They're working on it, and they need to get water working inside internal physics grids first, before we have it in sort of zero-G environments and just in ships with their physics grids that will move and change and all that sort of stuff. The master bedroom, as I said, was opposite that. It has a frosted sort of glass exterior on its window there, but it's viewable from the inside, so it's sort of one-way glass. Same technique on the exterior windows for the Phoenix as well, so you can't really see in, but you can see out. The 600i and some other ships use this as well. That master bedroom is significantly larger than the guest bedrooms, and it has a huge bed. Some of the other rooms as well, so further down the lounge, there is access to the Parasite ship, which comes with a P-72 Archimedes in the Constellation Phoenix. That can be swapped out for a Merlin, the P-52. There is a drop elevator as well directly outside the master bedroom, allowing you to easily move down to the cargo bay and around the ship. So the cargo bay has around 80 SCU of cargo space. I think the typical Constellations have 96. This will fit a Lynx or Ursa rover. The base Cyclone model may also fit there, though it's unconfirmed. The bathroom is located in the neck of the ship. They're going to be adding a remote turret to the Phoenix later as well, so In 3.3, it will be missing a remote turret that it will be getting later. This was previously called the Point Defense System, and it will be able to be controlled by AI via a computer blade. And you'll be able to give it some like simple orders like shoot missiles or shoot torpedoes or shoot things that get this close or whatever. I think that's the idea of those AI-controlled turrets rather than NPC-controlled turrets, which will be a little bit more smarter, having an NPC control them. The Phoenix has better armor than the Andromeda, but not by much. The Phoenix has a different stock loadout as well, with competition and luxury-grade components. Previously, it was going to have a larger power plant than the rest of the Constellation series, but the sizing of the components has changed a lot over the last few years, so it now has a better type and quality of one, rather than a larger one. It has the same weapon and component hardpoints as the Andromeda, other than the additional turret. Though, I would say that it has the potential of having better life support and computer systems. So it might have better computers, even though they might be the same size or whatever, because it needs to support that AI remote turret. And it might have better life support systems because it has 2 guest bedrooms, a master bedroom, and still has 4 bunk beds at the moment. And with that in mind, the front of the ship is still pretty similar. In fact, I think it's identical geometry-wise at the moment, but the materials have been changed and the colour scheme's been changed. So there's still the bunk area with looks like 4 bunk beds in it. It has a kitchen, locker, and obviously the bunk room, just general living space. And access to a lift. That then goes onto the bridge. And again, updated materials and colours there. Leather chairs, but similar, if not identical, geometry-wise to the standard Connie. The co-pilot seat will have command and control functionality too, so the ability to tell ships where to go and sort of like plot routes and destinations for them and say attack this target, that sort of stuff. Originally, this was quite a unique feature, but now a lot of ships will be able to do this to some degree with the right components in the future. The Emerald Constellation is just a variant of the Phoenix, color variation basically. In regard to the cargo hold of the Phoenix, the Taurus Constellation is supposed to have an additional like smuggler's cargo hold where one of the turrets would be. So instead of the turret, that's that manned turret, it has a little cargo holdy space. The other constellations don't have that. Originally, the Phoenix was also supposed to have a sensor, like dampened cargo hold, and some other additional features too. However, on Spectrum, CIG's Disco Lando put up a post about some of the changes that were made to the ship and the expectations that we can have for the future. So, as said in today's RTV, available now on YouTube, some of those statements in 2014 were unfortunately in error or simply made with the best information we had at the time. While I can't speak directly for Ben in those days, I can offer as much insight into this process as I can. A ship goes through a lot of changes over the course of its development, even before the finished concept is revealed to you. At various points in its original development, the Phoenix had a variety of features that didn't make the final cut, including the same sensor dampening cargo pocket and no bottom turret as the Taurus, the consequence being that it would put the Phoenix at a tactical disadvantage to the base-modelled Andromeda. By the time the Constellation variants made their debut in 2014, the only Constellation intended to have this additional security hold featuring double-blind plating was the Taurus. This is born out of examining the brochures that were released at the time, and they are still available for download in an unaltered state on the individual ship pages. The Phoenix clearly states both a top and bottom turret and no mention of a dampened hold. The source of the errant information came from 3 sources. 1, an errant line. It also includes a sensor dampening cargo pocket for transporting sensitive goods. This was a remnant of the prior development. 2, the hangar-ready model that's been available since 2014 had that bottom turret missing, leading people to sort of like believe that it's going to have that cargo pocket. And 3, and most directly due to the conflicting information between errant lines and brochures, and in the days before our Q&A posts, we addressed these issues on RTV, as well as several entries like this on our forums at the time. Unfortunately, in some of those early post reveal statements, we doubled down on the error, and a sensor dampening cargo pocket evolved to become an entire sensor dampened cargo hold. When the Constellation variants were presented in 2014, the sensor dampening cargo pocket was intended to give the Taurus something unique among the Constellation line, in addition to its already larger than the others cargo hold. It does this at the sacrifice of the Connie's bottom turret, much like the Aquila sacrifices its top turret for a specialized sensor array. In all available documentation of the Phoenix that's been published, it has maintained the presence of both top and bottom turrets, and this is the surest sign the inclusion of a sensor dampening cargo pocket was an error. Eagle-eyed backers might remember that I even perpetuated this error myself earlier this year on Calling All Devs, and it was this community that came to the rescue and pointed out that the Phoenix should have both top and bottom turrets. That began the investigation that led us to the conclusions presented today. In some subsequent statements, the error was compounded to state the entire cargo hold would now be sensor dampened. In its simplest form, this was originally intended to be an either-or proposition, and in building the Constellation this year, we chose to stay as close to the true original intent of the Phoenix as we could, with top and bottom turrets and a whole lot of baller style. The Phoenix was not intended to have an entire cargo area be shielded, and there was no mentions of an entire shielded cargo hold in the brochure, the original sales page, or our own internal design briefs. Only the errant mentions of a sensor dampened cargo pocket that were in direct conflict with the bottom turret. As for the post-reveal 2014 messaging of shielding the entire cargo hold, that is what we intend to reevaluate when more sensor-based gameplay comes online. We know things change often in game development, and we want to offer every opportunity we can to align with this expectation, and will update you with any potential changes in this feature if they occur. There was an additional edit as well in the coming weeks, months. We are going to discuss internally the possibility of making the entire cargo hold utilize some form of sensor dampening. This is not the same as a commitment to make that happen, but we want to explore the gameplay implications before making any final determination. We recognise that many statements about the Phoenix have been made over the years about its capabilities, including some about this very thing, in efforts to address errors included in the original sales page with the best possible information we had available at the time. So, while the current state of the Phoenix is no sensor dampening cargo pocket or sensor dampened cargo hold, we will revisit this in the future and discuss our options once a better range of scanning gameplay comes into realization and we can more effectively gauge the balance implications. So what do you think about the Phoenix? Obviously, it's changed a bit since its original concept. Do you think it's a ship that's worth getting in the game? Are you annoyed about anything that's changed on it? Are you happier that it's got the turret rather than the shielded little mini cargo hold? Did you expect it to have a shielded entire cargo hold rather than just the little pocket? I'm interested in what people think, because obviously I'd prefer it to have the turret, rather it have more than less, I suppose, even though I don't own one. I think maybe just the ability to have some of these cargo areas sensor dampened might be a good thing, but just have it as a component, maybe something like that. Maybe have it as like a shielding or something like that you can buy for ships. But what do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Today's video is brought to you by F-Secure Total, premium cybersecurity for you and your devices. It includes safe and award-winning internet security suite, protecting you from ransomware, viruses, and while browsing the web. Freedom VPN, giving you net privacy, a way to access otherwise inaccessible content, while being secure and anonymous even on public Wi-Fi. Key, a password manager, allowing you to store your passwords securely and access them from any device. Total protects you and your device. You can try F-Secure Total Internet Security and Privacy Suite free for 30 days. You can also use the code BoredGamer to get 20% off a subscription. Check out the links below for more information. Every month we have a ship giveaway. This time for September, it's a Saber Raven, a game package, and a CitizenCon digital goodies pack. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning is be subscribed to my YouTube channel and comment on any of my videos during the month. Thanks for watching, guys. I look forward to your comments. Take care, and I'll see you in the verse.